Hi Scorpio, welcome to your December monthly tarot and astrology reading. Thank you for all your likes and subscriptions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I want to thank you all for your continued support on this channel for the tarot and astrology. It's been a year today since I started this channel. My first readings were December readings, and I can't believe that a year has gone by so quickly. But I want to say thank you especially to you guys, Scorpio, because Scorpio is such a loyal sign, and I have really experienced so much love and support from you guys in particular. You know, the Scorpio views have been the highest, Scorpio readings, most popular, most interaction has been with other Scorpios, and as a Scorpio myself, and as my channel is a Scorpio, it means a lot. So I'm hoping there's going to be beautiful cards coming up for Scorpio this month. Now that Scorpio season has left us, it is forever in our hearts. It is not but once a year. It lives within us. And Mars is going to be in Pisces and Venus moves into Scorpio on the 3rd. So there is this beautiful connection between Mars and Venus that is just magical. And whether you like it or not, Scorpio, your powers of attraction are going to be stronger than ever with this combination. They're going to be really, really alluring, very magnetic, feeling very attractive. Yes, you're going to be the Empress with Venus in your sign. Venus right here, the symbol. You're going to be everything that the Empress promises. The Empress promises beauty, feminine power, attraction, femininity. It's going to be how you feel about yourself, indulging in fine dining, in spa days, feeling love and feeling compassionate, and getting that back from other people, really being in the most beautiful perfumes, aftershaves, doing your hair with care. Great time to try out something new with beauty with Venus in your sign, but you're basically going to be like a silver screen person. You know those people in the movies. And Mars actually in Pisces has given us a lot of silver screen people, you know, like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe, and then even we have Heath Ledger, Bono, Bob Dylan, all these magnetic creatures who use their creative senses to create beauty in the world. And it's funny because not only that, we have a host of signs in your financial sector giving your self-worth a good boost. The new moon in the 7th is in Sagittarius, Scorpio. It's time to set some financial goals. What is it that you want to come in to your bank account every month, annually? What do you want your salary to be? What kind of items do you want to spend your money on? Experiences. It may be travel. Bear in mind there's going to be a beautiful full moon in Cancer by the end of the month, which is going to give you the sense of wanderlust. Where in the world do you want to go? Maybe you should really be spending your money on experience rather than online deliveries. The sun moves into Capricorn on the 21st, and I'm going to get more into that in the mid-monthly December readings. But Scorpio, when the sun moves into Capricorn, you're going to be making some very pivotal connections, real connections, new friendships if you're feeling lonely. 7 of Wands, Page of Cups, Temperance, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Interesting. Do you know, I'm thinking about the Sagittarius energy when I see Temperance here, because I was explaining to you about the new moon in Sagittarius and how, you know, it's the second house is your house of worth, whether it be financial or whether it be personal. And as a Scorpio myself, I have noticed a lot of Sagittarians, sun or moon specifically, a lot of Sagittarius people will come into your life to test you. And what I mean by that is, as it is your second house of worth, Sagittarians in your life will reflect where you are with your own self-worth continuously until you learn the lesson. So maybe you've dated a Sagittarius in the past that treated you badly and broke your heart, or maybe you have a Sagittarian friend who took you for granted. And it's not necessarily anything to do with the fact that they are a Sagittarius person in the world. It's to do with the fact that they're occupying your second house, whereby they will mirror back to you how healthy that house is. Now, if you have low self-worth, you may attract Sagittarians who are tricky with you, because that's what happens, really. If you have high self-worth, you'll attract very positive Sagittarian influences. And that's what I'm seeing here. A very interesting Sagittarius relationship for some of you. But most importantly, this represents healing in itself. It may not be an actual Sagittarius, no, but it does represent the healing aspect of temperance. Temperance is the unsung hero of the tarot. It's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of balance and purpose. It's a very stabilizing energy. It's staying calm. There's something about you, Scorpio, this month where you're really feeling in alignment with yourself. You're not looking for confrontation. You've been there. You've been trying to fight people to assert your worth. You've been trying to fight your corner. You've been feeling defensive. And then we have temperance come in that says, no, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to be moderate. And you know why that is, Scorpio? It's because you're leveling higher. You want to be in a higher position in life. You want to be more stable in yourself. You want to be more secure in yourself. That's what the Jupiter in Sagittarius transit is blessing you with, most importantly. A lot of people jump straight into saying it means loads of money. It means winning the lottery. It means all this stuff. But what good is that money coming to you if you're so at odds with yourself that you blow it? Your money should be used to take care of you as well. It's not just to throw away. Because a lot of people repeat mistakes that they're used to. If they're not used to having a lot of money, they instinctively will get rid of it. But if they feel like they want to protect themselves, they want to save money because they enjoy the security that it gives, that's where you are with temperance. Knight of Swords here in the challenge. Hasty decision making, moving too quickly on things, ain't gonna work. Jumping the gun, it ain't gonna work. Taking the moderate route, taking the middle ground. There's a romance here. Could be with a fire sign, could be with an air sign. There seems to be a very strong fire aspect. For some Scorpios, there seems to be a bit of a building of bridges with a fire sign. This could be to do with your self-worth changing. And maybe you pushed somebody away because you were very insecure or feeling temperamental about relationships or feeling mistrustful. However, it could just be that a Sagittarius or a fire sign, or any sign, don't forget, any sign, it's just the energies. Any sign comes into your life this month and offers you a different perspective that makes you feel calm. There's something about moving from aggression to calmness, which isn't, strangely enough, is blending to create passion. Because anger and passion are not to be confused. You are co-ruled by Mars, Scorpio, so that can sometimes be blurred for you, depending on where you are in your life. But that's not what this is. Love is calm and love is patient. And there seems to be something there about that. There's also an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, which seems to be on the outskirts here. Now, I know the Knight of Swords is in the challenge position, but this doesn't necessarily mean that they are the problem, because the Queen was sitting there quite observant of you. This could be somebody keeping an eye on you, or somebody who is considering you in their thoughts, but not necessarily acting on it in some way, shape, or form, Scorpio. And, you know, fire signs were very significant for November as well. So please bear in mind to check the moon of the person you're dealing with, or to see if they have a very fiery chart example. Okay, we could have an earth sign then, but there's also career aspects to this too. Oh, interesting. Could be. Oh yes, there's definitely an earth sign for some Scorpios. There's more fire. Goodness, and the Hermit. and the Ace of Wands. Interesting. The Hermit's thrown a real spin on this that I'm trying to understand. Because, I mean, it could just represent a Virgo person. But Scorpio, there is this kind of serenity with you this month. And you don't want to jeopardize that. And I'm seeing why. So I feel for a lot of Scorpio people, okay? You're defensive down here. You're fighting off perceived threats before they can get through to you, get through to your door, okay? It's also a feeling of being pushed out. You may have been in relationships before where you felt pushed out by somebody else trying to interfere. You felt pushed out by the person, and you've definitely suffered at the expense of, as I will say, I feel like it could have been a Sagittarius for a lot of you, fire in general. Because we have a queen here and a king, and I sort of feel like you are implementing changes in your life and your lifestyle and the way you perceive yourself and the way you walk in this world, the journey that you're going on. You're feeling more perspective, you're feeling more philosophical. Sagittarius energy will do that to a Scorpio. But you don't quite feel like you have all the answers. And that's where the Hermit comes in. You're in this beautiful mode of soul searching and being introspective, and you're really trying to listen to your inner guidance system. And this has actually been kind of similar for the last few months. The difference, Scorpio, this month is that you're in a very, very calm space. Or at least you will be. Maybe in June, as I'm filming this, it is Scorpio season. You're maybe feeling very like, boom, excited. But the funny thing about the Hermit card is it always reminds me of the famous Virgo, Greta Garbo, where she says, I want to be alone. And I kind of feel like you're doing that. But it doesn't have to be a solitary journey. It's actually here with a fire sign as well. So I feel like there could be two. Now, I was explaining the Sagittarian link with self-worth here. And it could be that the fire energy, because the Temperance is here as well, fire energy is benefiting you. But I feel like there's a fire person that could possibly have returned for a lot of you. That just makes you a bit wobbly. And that's what concerns you. To me, this also looks a little bit like you want to reject offers, and I think this came up in November too. You are keeping people at arm's distance, and there could be an earth sign. Now, Scorpio, please bear in mind, the earth sign is coming up very positive. Very positive. They're in the helpful position. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, very, very strong spark with that person. There's a calmness about them where you feel much like yourself. They're not making you question your worth. If anything, when you get a really good earth sign in your life as a Scorpio, you feel more grounded, you feel more balanced, and you feel a lot more at ease with those people. Oftentimes more so than with fire signs, because there is a level of misunderstanding and uncertainty. That's not to say that that's not fun. That's not to say that that can't work, because it can. The Queen of Wands is coming up here too. I feel like these are two very distinctive people. And I feel a little bit like you're embracing the confidence of this person that they had that almost went against your favor. You're using the confidence to boost yourself up. But you're afraid that if you rock the boat in any way, that you're not going to be comfortable where you are. It's almost like it's taken you a long time to get to this feeling of comfort, this middle ground where everything's not so black and white, but you trust yourself and you trust the process, and you don't want somebody else to come in and rattle that. That's where you're finding difficulty. It may not be a person, it may be a career. You have finally got this offer, this interview, this opportunity, and you're thinking this on paper looks really good, but what if the change makes it different? What if the change is actually bad? And maybe that's why you're here. But this isn't a crystal ball, this is energies. This is telling you where you are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You're indecisive. Sevens are kind of challenging, and the challenge is yours. The challenge is actually in the options. 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Hanging Man, and the Magician. Six of Cups underneath, soulmate energy. Scorpio, you've manifested something and you're doubting it. Do you know what's... I kind of wondered about Jupiter leaving Scorpio. Because they always say Jupiter leaves you with a gift. And sometimes the gift is small. Sometimes the gift is an investment piece. And there's a lot of talk online because of this advert that, I don't know if you've seen it, you can get it on YouTube, but it is the John Lewis advert for Christmas with Elton John. I'm just thinking with the King of Wands here about Elton John, so I thought maybe I could use this as a perspective, because the 10 of Pentacles is a gift and the Magician is also being graced with gifts of the universe, and there's this childhood aspect here, so bear with me, I am getting to a point. There's this beautiful advert with Elton John, and for Christmas as a child he gets a piano, and it documents his journey to stardom and being one of the most famous musicians in the world and having all these amazing experiences, all from this one little Christmas gift. Now, you think about some of the gifts in your life, there's usually one from your childhood that was significant, or there's one gift that you've received from somebody in your life that was significant. And a lot of the time the gift didn't stand out at the time as being particularly exciting, maybe? You know, the beginning excitement, the initial excitement, the fleeting excitement. Some gifts are practical. And those are the gifts that make you rich. You know, you think if you have, for example, a YouTube channel. When I started this day last year, when I started this channel, my brother gave me a microphone for my birthday, and it was much needed. But a microphone doesn't look wildly exciting, does it, in a box? But it's been a big help to me. Jupiter can leave you with gifts of some kind that you don't initially recognize as being a developing gift that will give you worth over time, that will give you finance over time, that will give you experience. Jupiter could have left you with something, and call me crazy, but it could have been serenity. It could have been a sense of confidence. A sense of release. Letting go of that which no longer serves you, and not being afraid to speak your ground. Not being able, stand your ground. Not being able to speak your mind. This is what the Ace of Swords is. It's communication. It's triumph over adversity. It's cutting through the BS. Challenge position is the Hanged Man. You don't want to be a victim anymore. And you don't want to let anybody else come in and take that away from you. But Scorpio, the quality of what you are manifesting into your life now that you have that serenity and that confidence, the things that you manifest in are going to be so much greater than the crap that was coming your way when you felt bad about yourself, when you felt like you weren't enough for a specific person, when you felt like this person here, whoever this King of Wands was, whether they male, whether they female, whether they fire, whether they earth, water, or air, someone that put you in a victim position. That's not what's coming back to you now that you're in temperance mode. You're attracting something very special. The Hermit, you've done soul searching, you've done introspection, you've looked inward, you've seen who you are. And the Magician is saying, you've everything you needed, you've everything you ever needed. All that it took was some perspective change. You're turning into this person, this Queen of Wands. You're passionate, you're fiery, you're driven, you're manifesting, you're trusting yourself, you're feeling confident, you're believing in your abilities, and this is what brings gifts. This is what the universe responds to. Higher frequency, higher vibration, moving up. Leveling up. This is manifestation. Your resources. We have fire, the spiritual side. We have Pentacles, earth, physical, air, mental. And emotional, spiritual, water. You're turning your thoughts into reality, Scorpio, so make them good ones. It's funny, December, the Magician kind of reminds me, and so does Jupiter. Jupiter reminds me of Santa Claus. I think Santa Claus was created to teach children about the law of attraction. And because they get to a certain age and people say, that's not real, don't believe in that, kids forget about the law of attraction. New moon in Sagittarius. Write down what it is you want to manifest with this new moon. You had the new moon in your sign in November. Very powerful. I hope you made a list. But if you didn't, this new moon in Sagittarius in the 7th, you can talk about what money you want to manifest, what relationships you want to manifest, how you want to feel about yourself. That is the greatest intention you can put out there, is saying, I am confident, I am certain, I trust myself. That is the greatest tool. We look at this Ace of Swords. It's right in his hand. Could be dealing with a Gemini as well, but I feel like there is also some sort of real authentic love here, Scorpio, between you and another person. A lot of you are actually meeting a soulmate this month who is the real deal in terms of packaging. And not just packaging, but someone who is actually very good for you. That, I'm going to be honest, a couple of years ago might have bored you or not been your thing. But there's a change in value. There's a change in what you will and won't accept from a person. And that's maybe changed the exterior of the people you go for, the quality of communication you go for. But you've manifested this, so I'm not scared for you, Scorpio. That's a winning hand right there. I know the Hermit looks a little bit scary because people look at it and think alone. But if you truly value the person that you are, you're never truly alone, are you? And this doesn't look lonely. We have 2 knights, 2 kings. We had 2 queens. We have the Magician, we have the Hermit. We have the little lad in the 3 of Wands. We have the Temperance. We have a lot of people. There's nobody lonely here. There's no solitary energy. You're manifesting a lot of things, Scorpio. It's actually very similar, I must say, to the readings that you guys have been receiving for the last few months, whereby, you know, things are coming true in so many ways. Wheel of Fortune. Goodness grief. Good luck, karma, destiny, fortune. What goes around comes around. Magic. The Magician. You can't have the Magician without magic. Can't have the Wheel of Fortune without fortune. You guys are vibing with something bigger. You are diving in new oceans. You are in new territory in your life. You've done your Jupiter cycle and you've come out of it with something different. And if the only thing that has changed is your self-belief, that's the greatest gift Jupiter could have given you. A lottery win wouldn't change who you were for the better. A new relationship with the person you really want, but actually is a bit of a douchebag, that wouldn't change you for the better. You might have been wishing for the wrong stuff, but you'll still have got something. It looks as if you've got a gift of something greater, and it seems to me like it's the gift of self-belief. And that, for a lot of you Scorpios, is what was missing the whole time. In fact, a lot of you were actually fighting against it because you were taught to when you were younger. Or school taught you that you are just a number. And for a little sensitive Scorpio in a classroom, that's very dangerous. Because they're the ones that take it to heart, and they're the ones that question. Now, don't get me wrong, a Scorpio person is the first one to rise up against adversity. And that maybe was what made you feel good about yourself, was rising up against adversity. So you maybe kept going into situations over and over and over where you had an adversary. And that's not what you want to do anymore. You don't want to waste your time. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You don't want to be a victim anymore just because someone else made you feel that way. You are that person's equal. The King of Wands is in the challenge. The Queen of Wands is the outcome. Whoever this was that hurt you, they were never above you, Scorpio. Your competition was only ever yourself. And you're a very, very dangerous person to go up against. So if you're going up against yourself, you ain't going to win. This is why you're being your own best friend. This is why Temperance has come in to bless you with something a lot more beautiful, a lot more substantial. So let's see what the Goddess Guidance cards have to say. Scorpio, even if this all seems very fairy to you, very wishy-washy, if you can't believe in the universe, if you can't believe in destiny, if you can't believe in manifesting your reality, at least believe in yourself, because that won't steer you wrong. Dedicate a few hours if you only have to do a few hours in a week. Yes, prosperity. Dedicate time to bettering yourself. Abundantia. Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Oh, because it's an abundance card, I want to give you a couple more. Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. Do one more. Oh, goodness. Let's only accept ones that flip over. See what we get. I just have a feeling. Yeah, okay. It wants me to stop. Pele, divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Passion. Mars in Pisces, it's passion. Venus in Scorpio, passion. Mercury in Scorpio, passionate communication. Be careful what you're texting to your significant other, because that stuff's there forever. Just thinking Mercury in Scorpio to me kind of looks that way. Prosperity, bright future, divine passion. Scorpio, I don't know what much more you need from that. It's like you find an answer in December that has taken a long time karmically to come to. It's like you've been released to something. You've done all this soul searching within yourself. I'm telling you, for a lot of you, it's either going to be a fire sign or it's going to be an earth sign that comes into your life and really rocks you. But it could be a Gemini. It could actually be any signs, Scorpio. Let me be real with you. The cards give you energies. Sometimes it represents a sign. Sometimes it represents an energy. Sometimes both. But just because you're dealing with a particular person and their sign didn't come up doesn't mean they're not there. Wheel of Fortune's actually all the fixed signs. It's Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. But the future's bright. Prosperity is looming. You know that with Jupiter and Sagittarius. I've rambled on for quite a long time, Scorpio. I'm sorry. If you're still here, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the mid-December readings. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.